We welcome Professional Organiser Anita Birges. Hi,
Hello.
good to see you.
I'm on the right side. I'm on the right side.
Yeah. Thank you, Kylie. I'll take it from here. Now, you're going to start with some simple hacks around the
Okay, when it comes to wardrobe and storage, come pop down here with me.
Oh, we're moving?
You can have a look down there.
We can stay here.
You can stay here. So these are for your sandals and your wedges and all these kind of summer shoes.
Yeah.
These are great because you can actually get them out of your wardrobe, put them in a divided, portable, compactable storage box, put them in your bulkhead. And what I like to do as well throughout the season is I throw in some silica gel packets. You can grab them for free. You get them in your shoe boxes anyway or something.
Right.
And this actually stops mildew and mould forming on any of your leather shoes, your Birkenstocks, your sandals, your leather, anything like that. Pop some silica gel packets in as well.
Can you actually buy those separately?
The silica gel packets, I buy a packet, I think, of 500 for $16.
Okay.
And I buy one packet.
You said put it in your bulkhead. What's a bulkhead?
The bulkhead is the top of your wardrobe, that top shelf. I love that you ask me these very important questions.
I've never heard them.
It's important.
Where
you've
got all those magazines.
The old TV Weeks and the new ideas.
That's right. So when you store those magazines, you're going to put them out to the side and you're going to put your summer storage.
You're going to put your jandals up there, love. What else have we got?
When it comes
I've got
to
all my silicone pouches with the magazines, so I'll have to buy some more.
So when it comes to your lounge room and all those throw blankets all over your couch, I don't know what your living room looks like right now, but I love this. I bought this about 2 years ago. It's been an absolute lifesaver in our home because it's actually a storage box that also doubles up as a coffee table.
Cool.
So every night I take about 20 seconds, put it all away, and you're setting the day off fresh. Umbrellas, you definitely need an umbrella stand at the front of your house. I want you to think of something that is bottom heavy so it's not all falling over. Do you keep your umbrellas outside your house or inside?
Just inside the front door.
Just inside the front door. What about you?
Yeah.
Okay, so Larry, I'll send you home with one of these.
Yeah,
okay, let's move on to windows.
Okay, so we talked about window condensation in the house. This always builds up when we have the heaters on and the windows closed. Now, my best tip to give you is even if you can open up that window just a little crack for about half an hour a day, that will make such a massive difference in your home. But to stop condensation coming back as an interim situation, what I love to do is you grab yourself a squeegee first. You're going to take all the moisture off. Then you're going to wipe it down with some isopropyl alcohol, get it really nice and clean, that surface clean. Then you're going to grab yourself some baby shampoo or a little bit of dishwashing liquid. You're going to put a little bit on a microfiber cloth. We'll just squeeze a little bit. Come on, a little bit on, right? And all you do is you're going to put it on your window. I just brought this glass container in because I couldn't bring in a whole window from my house. And then you're just going to buff it in and then dry it off. And then you'll see the next morning when you open up that blind, you won't have all that water pooled.
Right, the condensation doesn't stick to it.
Doesn't stick to it. And in your car, if you want to stop it on your windscreen and stuff like this, white magic eraser, do the inside, okay, because the glass and windows on your car are different to the glass and windows on your home, and use a bit of shaving cream. Same thing, put it on a microfiber cloth, rub it in, and then buff it out.
On the inside?
In the inside of your windscreen. On the inside of the windscreen. With shaving cream.
Right.
And it smells fresh as well.
It does smell like menthol. That's good. Okay.
Then
mould.
Okay, mould. I actually did this. I want you to take a look at this. I did this morning. This is underneath my dog's bowl. Okay, the water bowl, okay, because it gets moisture underneath. There was mould on all of this silicone over here. I used a bit of 30 seconds mould off. It took about 2 or 3 times. I waited 5 minutes, came back, wiped it off, did it again, and look at the difference on that.
Right.
That's in silicone. So imagine what that would do for, around your window sills.
So this side good, this side bad.
Correct.
You want to dip this side,
Correct.
right? Okay,
I did this side, did not do this side. Yes.
And then do you want to wash it off so there's not the heavy chemicals near the dogs? So
yes, I'll give this a big rinse. I'll actually wash it with proper dishwashing liquid after. But it's so good on silicone, and this is also great on your bathroom walls, behind your toilet cisterns, on the grout. And if you want a natural way to do it as well, you can try that out. This is a great little solution I make up. I use this in my shower. I quite like it. It's just 10 drops of tea tree oil, 10 drops of clove bud oil, and 100 ml of white vinegar. It not only kills mould, it also prevents it a little bit from coming back. So it's a really good little home spray to have. Nice and natural. And if in your wardrobe, if you get that mildewy or mouldy smell, just put a couple of clove drops on a jumbo chalk. okay, because the chalk actually acts as an absorber of the moisture. So if you want to stick it in the bottom of your drawer in the back of your cupboard with a bit of clove oil, or put some whole cloves in an organza bag. Clove is the best fighter against mould.
I love the smell of clove too.
I know.
I can see a bottle of red wine here.
Larry.
Sorry,
not whiskey. Sorry, it wasn't whiskey.
What's happening here?
Okay, so red wine. We'll just move that away. No drinking today. What you're going to do is, if you've just spilt a bit of red wine on your tablecloth.
Okay, so you've got the stain here.
I've got the stain here. Can you have a little look at that? Okay. I've put an empty glass bowl underneath. I've got a boiling kettle of water. All you do is you're just going to pour it over the stain. Look at this. It's disappearing because the molecules from the hot water being raised at such a height, you actually want to give it some height, gets rid of red wine straight away like magic. How good is that?
And you don't have to wipe that, you don't have to do anything else with that?
Nothing, then just chuck it in the wash. That's done. And for something that's dried out, or like you didn't realise you spilt it on at the barbecue, you came home 4 hours later, what I like to do is just get a bit of oxygen bleach, like you can get your nappy sand. I love using strip clean. I make up a little paste in here. I probably need a little bit more water in here. And you're going to put the paste on before you wash it. So you're going to put a paste on, leave it for about 30 minutes and then throw it in the wash. I promise you, you'll never have a red wine stain again.
Wow, the paste has got, and having a dedicated toothbrush.
I do.
Dedicated toothbrush just for that.
Well, that's why I have these little kids' toothbrushes.
Yeah.
These are my
Just for
laundry
this.
toothbrushes. I'm not joking. A big lifesaver, soft bristle toothbrush.
And because of that one, you know that's always the cleaning one. Anita, great tips as always. You're just so clever.
I just love showing a good hack, and I love when I come in and you say to me, Anita, I saw what you did this week.
I know, I was really fascinated with the condensation one.
It's really good, and it's baby shampoo. It's just a little bit, we took it to the next level.
Good stuff. Thank you, Anita. I love it.
I love it that Carla gets so excited about a condensation
I really do.
conversation.
I know.
So good to see you.
It's exciting stuff.
All right.